Hey, good morning, Mizzou fans. Gabe DeArmond here, back for PM in the AM on Wednesday, July 2nd. And coming off a pretty good Tuesday for Missouri. Mizzou football and basketball double up, each of them getting a commitment on Tuesday, July 1st. Let's dive into them a little bit. I think both of these guys are guys that, if you're going to be good, if you're going to be successful at Missouri, these are the types of kids that you need to get more often than not. There's no such thing as a must get recruit anymore. Kids can always go elsewhere and come back and transfer later. So if you miss on some guys like this, it's not the end of the world. Neither one of these guys necessarily turns your program around on his own, whatever. But they are the type of kids that I think overall, this is the profile of a kid that you want to add to your program if you're going to be successful at Missouri. Let's deal with each of them individually. We're going to start on the football side. Missouri legacy, Boonville offensive lineman, could also be a defensive lineman. Braylon Ellison commits on Tuesday afternoon to Eli Drinkwitz's program. Now, if that name sounds familiar, there's a good reason for that, because Braylon's father, Atia, played at Missouri, graduated in 2003, was a third-round draft pick of the Carolina Panthers, and now is on Eli Drinkwitz's staff at Mizzou. Braylon is a kid who, he's been on the radar, but picked up an offer during a visit month and a half ago, somewhere around there. And really at that point, it seemed pretty obvious to everybody that Braylon Ellison was going to commit to Missouri. I mean, he had Oregon State in his final two, had some other offers, but this is a Boonville kid whose dad played at Mizzou, who's on the staff at Mizzou. It would have been, whose brother was a walk-on at Mizzou for a couple of years. It would have been stunning if Braylon Ellison went anywhere else. But I know over the course of time, legacy recruits are, they've been a little bit hit and miss at times for Missouri. So I think this is a big one for Eli Drinkwitz to get in the fold. Just kind of shows other people, hey, if some of the best players in the state of Missouri, if this kid who has grown up around Missouri and seen Missouri and all that, if it's good enough for him, then it's good enough for you. So I think a good addition on that side for Eli Drinkwitz and Mizzou. Again, I think he could play either way. I think he'll start on the interior offensive line, but defensive line is not out of the question. Now let's switch gears and go to basketball. And this one a little bit strange because Dennis Gates doesn't yet have a 2026 commitment, but he now does have a 2027 commitment. Four-star Webster Groves combo guard Scottie Adkinson commits to Missouri on Tuesday afternoon. Again, this was not shocking. Scotty Atkinson might as well already have an apartment on campus. I mean, he has taken, I've lost track, I would guess 5, 6, 7 unofficial visits to Mizzou. Since the beginning of his recruitment, since he really started to blow up, Mizzou has been the expected front runner and leader, but we've seen that before, right? Missouri offers a kid early, everything seems good, and then he starts to blow up nationally. He plays well in the summer. He gets some of these bigger offers, and he falls in love with them. Well, that didn't happen with Scotty Atkinson. All the stuff up to the commitment did. I mean, he started to blow up. He's the number 37 player in the class on 24/7 Sports. We just revised our rankings last week. Number 37 player in the country, number 2 player in Missouri, but really kind of number 1 because the number 1 player is Davion Thompson at Link Academy, and he's not a Missouri native. He's just playing his last year at Link Academy. So Scotty Adkinson, you can argue pretty easily, top player in the state. He is one of the 5 or 6 most highly ranked commitments Missouri has gotten since recruiting rankings really became a thing. But even more important than that, he is the highest rated kid out of St. Louis really since we've been doing rankings consistently. I mean, if you start to go back to like Jimmy McKinney, Kalen Grimes, I'm sure you can find rankings for those kids, and they may be higher than Scotty Atkinson at number 37. But on the traditional recruiting sites, really reliable rankings don't go back to that time. Obviously, the highest ranked kid in the state of Missouri to commit to Mizzou was Michael Porter. This one is kind of on par with Jeremiah Tillman, who across the river, St. Louis kid, but East St. Louis, so technically not an in-state recruit, was number 42 in the country. Scottie Adkinson a little higher at 37. A lot of people who have seen him play think he could rise and become a five-star recruit. But if you pair him, which there's a pretty good chance Missouri can, with Logan Rogersville guard Chase Branham in 2027. Now that is a backcourt that you look at and say, hey, this is the foundation going forward for 2 or 3 years. And these are the guys we build around after Ant Robinson and Mark Mitchell and some of these guys, some of these other guys leave. Obviously still the 2026 class to go, but Dennis Gates gets 2027 off to a really strong start by adding Scotty Atkinson on Tuesday. Wednesday could have news for Missouri. We're not sure yet. 4-star linebacker from Theodore, Alabama, J.J. Bush, is set to announce at 6 o'clock Central Time on Wednesday. It's Missouri, Arkansas, LSU. Most believe it's Missouri, LSU. Most, I think, believe it's LSU. I can tell you, LSU feels confident. Missouri feels confident. Kids have gotten better and better at kind of hiding their true intentions until the very end, sometimes even from coaching staffs and those directly involved. So we're not going to know till 6 o'clock, which is about 7 hours from when I'm recording this, not necessarily when you're watching it. But about 7 hours from now, J.J. Bush is going to make his commitment. We'll see if Eli Drinkwitz can make it 2 in 2 days and continue to build up that 2026 class. Appreciate you hanging out here on PM in the AM. I want to direct your attention. Yesterday I did kind of a fun podcast with Justin Ray, golf analytics stats guru, Mizzou graduate. Kind of a fun thing. This afternoon at 4 o'clock, going to be talking to Mizzou women's basketball coach Kelly Harper. I'll have that up here on our YouTube channel shortly after that. So look for that one as well. While you're here, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Come over. Join us at 24/7 Sports, still 30% off your first year of a VIP membership. A lot of good stuff going on. Things really picking back up. We are in it every day now. So come hang out with us. Talk to you later.